Welcome to the first ever rewatch with the other side of the ball, the All Pro Jaffos, the Mizzle Dub Show, and Live with 2-5. Oddly, we've got two guys out of 9 here available on this show this morning, but we're going to kind of let the next 6 minutes roll by and see who else is going to be able to join us. For now, we got my man Josh Pineda of the All Pro Jaffos, and I am Derek Duncan, a.k.a. Suge Light, the division owner of the A7FL Nevada Suge Light, because I am not as crazy as him and don't have anywhere near the amount of money or popularity. So I'm light in both of those spots.
That's still a great nickname. It's still a great nickname. Appreciate you guys for having on for this watch party. It's going to be I know we don't have a whole lot of people on right now, but I'm pretty sure once Mizzle and Dub get out of singing gospels and preaching the good word, they will be definitely in here with their amount of passion and excitement for this game. What made you want to do a rewatch?
That's well, you know, we got both these games coming up today, and not a whole lot of content in between the two. So I had presented to the league, like, hey, why don't we show those games, as a live stream leading up to these games, like, the playoff, the earlier game of the year between BIC and the U, and leading up to that game, and then the earlier game this year of Insomniacs versus Sick leading into our game. And they were like, the only way we can do that is to be here and to stream it live, and we're going to be doing setup. So, sorry, Packer confused me. Daniel Packer says, why you rewatch us? These dudes ain't even make it to the big game, LMAO. So,
I mean,
Daniel Packer,
they're in the conference titles today.
Exactly. That's the whole point. So we'll let Packer know the whole reason we're doing this is because this is the lead-in to a rematch of this championship, which will be the East Coast Championship, which will decide who goes to the chip against Vegas, and that game will be decided later today. So now he finally read and understand. You know how cats through these years, they just look at the headline and don't understand what's going on, and don't read.
Want to answer
this.
Yeah, I got to answer. I want to be the person to this.
Right, but Packer, thank you for tapping in, man. If you wouldn't mind sharing, and letting everybody else know what we're doing, where we're at, help us get the word out so we can get as many folks in and contributing to the show, getting on the commentary. Packer, we might even have you on for a little bit. If you're interested, let us know. We might pull that together. Hit me up directly in my chat. I'm going to go see if I can try to find the stream on Facebook to share it in a couple spots. So
I'm going to try my best because I know there's going to be bias. I'm going to try my hardest to stay in the middle of everything and just kind of be like the meme of that dog in the middle of the fire going, this is nice. This is fine. I definitely want to, because there are some people on, especially in the Ohio side, that definitely are not fans of the All Pro Jaffos, myself, and Country K. I mean, you can talk to Country K about what he feels about Ohio all day, every day. So we have those types of. Now, I like to say it's all in good fun, joking around, honest banter. But some people take this shit personally. So I'm going to try and stay in the middle of it. I'm not going to try to have any, although I do have friends on both sides. I might let y'all fight it out today, if that's how it's going.
Well, the interesting thing is I did not expect there to be a bunch of bias about the game because we're watching the East Coast. And my whole goal, once I decided to go with us doing a rewatch of this East Coast game, was to get everybody to have a good understanding of what East Coast football looked like and how the thing got, and without any bias, right? Because all we're doing is looking at the East, talking about the game, talking about U versus BIC. It's not East versus West at this point.
Now this is last year, so it's two different teams, like, comparatively, but what you're gonna see is the styles of both of these teams are still relatively the same. I mean, the U, they have Huff. That's a whole different dimension that gets added to your offense now that you're not going to see in this rewatch, because Huff was busy basically helping revitalize an animals organization that, again, this year nobody thought was going to do anything and turned out to be almost the Cinderella darlings of the A7FL playoffs this year, with how impressive that they had outings against the Watchmen, the U, and the BIC, putting up a ton, making these teams have to work. But the styles you'll see here, what people need to understand is you want to learn from the best. And a lot of people are going to be, oh, well, we're the champs, we're the best, this, and that. I understand. Everybody's going to rep their teams. Everybody's going to rep, what side they're on. I completely understand.
Yep.
But
So
we're talking about the innovators of the game here.
Exactly.
These guys, these two teams right here are two of the main reasons why y'all are even playing this game right now in Nevada.
Exactly. We exist in Nevada because of these two teams in New Jersey. So with that, it is 10 o'clock. Introducing Matt Ryan, Big Rob Fabian, and Corey Hammond of the 3-on-1 broadcast and the broadcast of 3-on-1 podcast, and the broadcasters for our national games of the week and this 2022 A7FL championship.
Minutes decided in the regular season and in the playoffs.
Oh, this is the 2022? Munchie just made that up. Oh, okay. So yeah, Huff should actually be on this squad.
Yes, Huff is on this squad. So what we were talking, so where you and I got a little off is my presentation to the league was, hey, you guys should do the earlier game this year. You guys should do our earlier game this year, and they said they couldn't pull it together. So I said, all right, what if we do rewatches? And
Rewatches is cool.
They were like, we don't really have time to do that. I was like, well, can we just do a rewatch of yours leading into your game? Because obviously I won't have time to do a rewatch of mine leading into my game. I got to do setup.
Rewatches we could, because you can kind of go back and, I mean, this game here, the 2022 championship, people, we were looking at this game like this was the greatest A7FL game that was ever played. And then the national championship between the Nightcrawlers and the Insomniacs happened, and now we're talking about that being the greatest championship. That was it. Like, this game right here was one of those that was super exciting all the way to the end. I am so happy to be able to rewatch this. This was a great game to watch. Me and Kay were going nuts with this game.
Yeah, what's interesting is this first play is Cream Moon in at quarterback and not Huff, even though Huff is on the squad for this game.
Do that.
Yeah, they do. They do it quite a bit. And this season, they've had to do it a lot with Huff being hurt. And with Huff looking like he might be 60% coming back for this game, who knows what actually we're going to see this today at 1 o'clock.
A 60% Huff is still a very dangerous human being on the field. Moon is no slouch, like, at all. People should not take it's Moon, we gotta check. No, Moon is fucking legit, guys.
Well, if
that's a great 1-2 combo there, that if you're a coach for that team, it's a great problem to have, because you could put either one of them and be able to know that you have the trust, that you can trust that either guy that's in there is going to do well for your team.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective for Vegas, it'd be the difference with, the pit bosses of the fall that had Trey Robinson as their starting quarterback, and then Trey goes the Insomniacs and is a role player with Scott Hamilton as the quarterback. Guys can contribute at different levels but still be stars at the quarterback position.
I was about to ask, does that frustrate?
Have a fun Dub, you're going to be on this. What do you?
to know that they're going to have to keep playing the run. It's a lot of grinding and not a lot of open
Dub's been hard to
space.
communicate with the last couple of days. We'll let that
New
slide.
running back in for the U, and there's a
Dub is Mr. Do-It-All right now.
SJ in the
Right,
backfield. And
right.
what we saw 2 weeks ago for the Gators when they were successful on offense, it was
So Munchie was commenting on our conversation from earlier. Basically said, commenting on what you said, like this was the greatest game ever. And then we had the Fall Brawl Championship, which was the greatest game ever. And then we had this year's championship for Bullhead, which was the greatest game ever. So
You're seeing the evolution of the game.
Right.
You're
And then
seeing
maybe
the evolution of everything. It's pretty fucking interesting to see, to be honest. I like it.
Yeah, and then maybe this year's Insomniac versus Ciclid game was the greatest game ever. And then maybe Silk City Animals versus the BIC in the playoffs was the greatest game ever. Like, I mean, definitely the highest scoring game ever.
Yeah, I didn't know that that record would get broken.
I thought it never would, to be honest. Oh, I didn't think it'd be broken anytime soon. I definitely didn't think it'd be broken by the East. With all their conversations about how the West doesn't play defense and there's no defense out West, to have a game like that out East, it was kind of an eye-opener, I think, for everybody.
This is not what they were prepared for.
Packer, leave Corey alone. Come on, man.
Second and 11.
Leave Corey alone.
So Corey's not available to come on. They're doing setup for the actual live game that's happening at 1 o'clock today on A7FL.tv and YouTube.
Oh, look at Moon. Look at Moon. Yep.
Look, and Patterson U with Moon at quarterback is a run-heavy offense that will lull you to sleep and then hit you downfield over the top. Versus you with Huff at quarterback is a pass-heavy offense that will lull you to sleep and then hit you with a gut run when you're not looking. And
I kind of think they're more. I think they're a little bit more balanced when they're with Huff.
I do too. But Huff's always looking to throw. Where I think Moon, even if it's not called run, if he sees a lane and people with his back to him, he's taking off. Kind of like Stereo in his current iteration of the BIC.
They're generals of the field. What they see, they play. If something's opened up and gonna work, then they're gonna utilize it. That's just what they do. If they see a weakness and the run game is gonna get it there, they'll be run heavy. If throwing the ball is gonna get them there, they'll be pass heavy.
Munch has a request for our commentary.
I love all the pettiness of everybody. It's a beautiful thing in the world.
So Munch, look, I'm not gonna say what Trey is or Trey wasn't. You were there and saw it live, but I think he did convert a few championship points for you guys during that championship game, which could have been the difference. Now he also didn't convert a few of those championship points, so take it for what it is. But yes, he did get a couple penalties, stupid penalties, and the things I got in his ear about after the game was over. But yeah, so here we are with the U starting off this drive, stalling a little bit. Now it's 3rd and 13.
I think if that's a lesson for the West to kind of understand, the BIC's offense is something that is insane, especially this year.
But as you can see here, his forte is getting.
I don't really even have to mention players and stuff that who's on the team. What the U's doing here is what they've done all the time. They got you got to take the lesson and you got to keep the BIC off the field. So if you're the Insomniacs or if you're the Sick with it, teams that can put up points in a hurry, they can too. You're going to get yourself in a really high-scoring game that, is going to really test and challenge if you can go tit for tat with them. But if you can keep them off the field, let the running game be effective, you'll have a better chance, at least I would say. Rather than relying on a shootout, you can actually keep them off the field.
Yeah, well, look, so passing or throwing, you're going to have to grind to keep them off the field. You can do the same thing with a West Coast style offense with dink and dunks, 3 and 5 yards here and there. Because of the A7FL running clock, except for the 2-minute warning, it doesn't matter pass or run, but people normally think of pass as long plays. But you can run a screen game, you can do an inside pass game, you can do a quick drop game. Oh, here we go. This is a big play right here. Moon actually completes his ball. Oh, no, he does not. So that brings up 4th and 19. So back to the commentary. So Munch, again, he had more penalty yards than memorable seconds in the most important game. I have not checked those stats. You could be right. So we'll let that slide. Now, much live with us today. Here we go. Here's the next comment. Outside of that Firewall Championship, we actually play good. He has done nothing, and I stand on that.
Because if you're gonna get nothing or interception.
Shout out to our lead official.
Matt Riddick's definitely out here.
EIC making a sighting today.
First game
Chiming in.
One of the most loved yet hated men in the A7FL.
And there's
I will reserve commentary on that for myself.
Yeah, it was an interesting move to go with.
But yes, Will, this game and the
I love you,
excitement
Will.
around
I'm on
it is
the
going to be
side.
amazing.
I understand how hard it is.
The heart and soul and the glue of his team. It's because he's their best option at quarterback.
And he's got the most dangerous arm.
So the very first series, the U is relegated to a stop and having to throw off. We don't see that a lot in the top tier games in Vegas. Vegas rarely ends up doing a fourth down surrender is what we call it, which is the version of the punt. Usually in Vegas, they're going for it because the teams have got over to at least their 40-yard line. It doesn't really make sense. So leaning into what the East says about our defense, if they're right, the one thing they will be right is our top-tier teams rarely get stopped on their own side of their own 40-yard line where they would even consider a surrender.
Y'all couldn't disagree.
Well, it'll be interesting. You see,
Yes, they will.
A two-time MVP in this league, a former Immortals player.
Will Franklin says both games going to be fire or lit, depending on how you read that. And Josh commentary, yes, they will.
Football is absolutely dynamic, but adding him.
Munch, no, we didn't disagree with you because we couldn't. So look, Trey was, while he was here and not on the Insomniacs, a very large contributor to the development of the Vegas division. So I give him his flowers in that. As an Insomniac, I believe that he was a piece and wasn't available for the majority of the season. And when he was available, it wasn't as good as it was bad. But having him on the field as an option made people pay attention. And I believe you guys capitalized on that. So we'll comment on it, but I don't say we can disagree.
Use it in the second half.
Yeah, that was the game plan. Well, we saw something.
Again, I'm being in the middle of all this.
Along with
I'm staying neutral.
What's there to be neutral about? Trey was only available for 3 games the championship season of the Insomniacs. He was, as Dub likes to say, on assignment for a good 6 or 5 of those available 8 weeks.
Second and 6.
Wouldn't that be like the equivalent of like loaning them out?
It would be the equivalent. Yeah, cool case. Justin Shepard. Huff is the quarterback of the U in this 2022 championship, but Moon ran QB the first series, so don't remember what the reasoning was for that, if they were just trying to set something up or what situation.
Even though this ball is a little bit behind Ashanti Worthy, it's a catch. It's a
and Daniel Packer says he's horrible. I'm assuming he's talking about Trey and not the game we're actually watching.
Ashanti Worthy too. Like that's another. I feel like as great as he is, we don't talk about him enough for some reason.
I think Sterry and Ashanti have become a given in this league at this point, where people don't comment about them as like, oh, have you seen what these guys can do? That's been beaten to the ground. We expect greatness from them every time they step on the field. So, in our hot take society, you don't really talk about the givens as much as you do the guys who are either doing well unexpectedly or not doing well unexpectedly. So if Sterry and Ashanti take a step back, they get talked about. But when they're running at full speed and doing all the things they're supposed to do, they don't get talked about a lot.
We expect that from them, yeah.
And speaking of not doing great, there's Ashanti with a drop, which is a very, very rare occurrence.
This could be a touchdown, and nobody knows it yet.
No, that was an incomplete pass.
If it went backwards, that's a touchdown for the.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often.
No, not at all. And Shep says up is the man, but injury prone.
Well, he still plays through it at a high level, which is what I don't think people like. Yeah, he gets hurt and he has all these, but
as you say that,
he comes back and he plays maybe to the detriment of his own health. But I mean, we talked to him on our show. He's on a mission. He's not trying to make any excuses for anything. He is 100% dedicated to getting the U a national title this year in the 10th season. So he's going to do everything that it takes. Now, whether that's a detriment to himself and his health, then that's completely up to him. But even though he has been hurt, he's still a very effective player.
Yeah, and look, they are in the East Coast Championship. Yes, they have had the ball bounce their way a couple times with not having to play a fully staffed Nightcrawlers team. A shakeup in the playoffs that made them potentially not have to play one of the other teams. But I don't think there's anybody who can definitively say that unless you're from Florida. Look at Sterry go. He gone. You ain't catching that man. Frozone at quarterback is amazing.
They're like,
Sterry, in my opinion, is the most dangerous. You give him that scene.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying before, I don't think there's anybody who can definitively say that the U doesn't deserve to be here. They would have had a great chance against the Nightcrawlers, only having 15 guys, even at full staff. We know how good they are out here in Vegas, the Nightcrawlers were, but we've never seen the U or gone up against the U to see what they do against a team like that when they turn up. I was pissed off at the U all season, well, not all season, the last 3 or 4 weeks, as they were at me all over the place, and we were having our little war of words. But truth be told, we don't know the outcome of that game. I was definitely pulling for Florida and telling everybody I was going to win by 21, but here we are, and the U deserves to be here.
Yeah. I mean, things happen, but it's just
I keep telling guys.
He's been available.
Jets until it's time to turn on those Jets, and when he does,
QB. I mean. Again, whoever the U has at QB, I think we're misunderstanding something. I don't think it matters who's at QB for the U. They're still going to be an effective and dangerous team.
And welcome
even if they decide to sit Huff today.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Mizzle of the Mizzle Dub Show. So now,
covered by the comment.
3 of 4 shows represented that were supposed to be here today, all with an individual character apiece. Here we go.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, fellas.
Morning, sir.
All right. I see we already see we had the big play happen already.
Sterry taking it to the house, making it look easy.
Yeah, it gave me a flashback. There's Will's sexy ass.
These extra points end up.
I'm ready for my close-up.
So crucial at the end of the game.
And for those that are new to the game,
after watching Sterry with that run, I was having flashbacks of the 2022 season. The 2 games before this, where the BIC absolutely destroyed the Force. Getting back to what you were talking about, the Force employed your option of doing what they could to keep BIC off the field and grinded with them for the first quarter, and then the second quarter they just turned up on them and got up by 4 scores. Definitely.
We'll just drag this one down the street and get in there.
Hey, what's good, Munchie?
Great way to convert the opportunity, because if it's going to be 2.5 yards,
I was saying, I'm not saying the drop off isn't crazy, but I'm not going to say that they're not effective.
It's great to see him back there.
That's what I'm saying.
Great day to start if your BIC upset.
I'm not gonna lie.
I understand having Huff on the field is a different level. But to say that they're not effective without him, it would be false. It'd be a very false statement.
Well, their backup quarterback ain't too shabby either. Now he did take man did pretty well when Huff went down in that game.
Moon is good. He is a great QB for that team.
Yeah,
he should
not far of a drop off.
Yeah, I mean, well, Huff is.
For some reason, when
pay attention to that throw off real quick. You see they got that ball back all the way to the 6 yard line on the throw. There's only a couple dudes in Vegas who are doing that. That's one of the issues that Knox likes to bring to the attention of us quite a bit. He used to be able to get it to the back of the end zone when he wanted to, but there's not very many people in the Vegas division doing it like that. And I think they got Deion Southern in now for Sick, who is got a bit of an arm, but he's more of a coverage guy. But
are they more trying for get backs though?
Well, I mean, the get back only happens in the 4th, so that wouldn't excuse why it's not. Look, they don't have the arm strength. Let's be real. You're talking about throwing the ball 75 yards through the air. Not everybody has that capability. It's like less than 5% of the world who can do something.
Half a yard off a run like that. That's the difference between superhuman you and human you. In my
it definitely would be nice to have Knox on to definitely give that a little piece of his information as well.
Yeah, shout out to Knox live with 2-5. Hopefully everything's going well with him today. Haven't heard from him yet this morning. Looking at keeping his family in our prayers. He's got some stuff going on, so good luck to you, 2-5. Hit me up as soon as you have a minute so I can see what we can do to help out. And there go that man.
Yeah.
Right there.
A Stretch Armstrong run from Quattro Huffin. Might have lost a shirt, but gained some big yardage. It'll be first down.
There's a lot of different ways to do play action, and when you have a man getting tackled with
the stiff arm,
you did your job as a quarterback.
He fooled me.
And they go with the hurry up, so we're not going to have.
And to be able to maintain speed, while doing it, like just fuck. The dude's a different level athlete.
On the front, they have to.
Totally agree.
Hands put on them and move them to the side.
And
these guys through.
And when you have bigger bodies,
Cool case Shep talking about Carlos Crosland, like 4th and 12, and Carlos throws dots. He threw the first touchdown.
Carlos Crosland is crazy too. Like that's another like that's another player like that people don't really think about. That look at that. Nope. I'm still up.
John Columbia.
John Columbia.
And then pulls the hot head move at the end. I don't like that, but he didn't get flagged for it, so no harm, no foul.
Verardi and like that BIC D line that year was nuts.
Throughout the championship runs of the U, Huff finds a way to get free and then throw a touchdown pass.
Shout out to Will Franklin. He says thanks to Vegas for helping the league establish the get back rule. So to bring that into focus for those of you watching at home, we tried out the get back rule, which is the equivalent of the onside in our league, and we pulled that together in the fall brawl where we typically have elected to try out some things here and there. We tried out the get back, which I said before is our onside. We tried out the 3-point play, which would be the equivalent of our field goal, and we tried out having 20-yard marks touchdowns like they do in flag football. Only one of the 3 stuck, and that was the get back. So we'll see what else gets out there this year for us to give it a try.
Teams understand that they can do. Juan grabs the tight end and yanks him down. You are allowed to hold the tight end as a defensive end.
So Vanilla Vic says West Coast versus you is a better matchup. BIC is different because they're dual threat QB and those wide receivers. BIC is deeper than Tampa at wide receiver.
It was 3rd and 1. They got that. Oh yeah, they got that tuck and pull. But only.
That's an interesting take. I think everybody is deeper than Tampa at wide receiver because they only have 18 guys who play religiously. And I don't know about which is a better matchup. BIC and Sick With It probably have a more similar roster makeup, whereas Insomniacs and you probably have a more similar roster makeup. So it's kind of hard to say what the better matchup is, though, because styles make fights, right? It's not necessarily if you're going player for player across the board that's important, because the wide receivers don't play against the wide receivers; they play against the DBs.
He has the speed, but
he has the speed.
He has the speed.
They would have cut that corner.
I know my big behind us. I could have did it, but
get a few extra yards out of that too.
Yeah, sure did.
First 10 BIC. Courage in the backfield. Courage sighting.
Ooh.
A lot of pressure coming up front. Only one man.
How
front
tight
deep.
coverage on Ashanti Worthy. I take advantage of
Yeah.
that. Sterry's doing the Peyton Manning thing, talking to his wide receiver right now.
The handoff to Courage.
It's
Through his lineman.
I know we got to be neutral, but some of the things that are said right now is I just astounding.
Mizzle, why do you have to be neutral? Look, here's the way I like to play
I
neutral.
already said I could be neutral. Mizzle, you go ahead and be whatever. I'll be the neutral one in this whole thing.
No, because
pissing people off.
It's like they're saying that Vegas don't have no big play capabilities, which
I don't think that's what they're saying.
Okay, I may be misreading what's going on.
I don't think. I don't know if right now.
Are we just talking? Are they talking about just between the East? Are they talking about the depth between the East? Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to do. I was doing two things at once and misunderstanding.
Courage is crazy.
Stiff arming dudes like Derrick Henry.
Courage was Mr. Wilkerson before Mr. Wilkerson got there.
What I was going to talk about is
Courage just runs people over in speed, and like Courage is talked about as probably one of, if not the greatest running back to ever play.
He is the standard. He is the standard.
That dude is another factor on that team you really got to watch out for. Even at his stage of his career now, he's still ridiculous.
Yeah, now it's in the tight end position. It's the
very looking deep.
Oh boy!
Cannot catch up to that one.
I think he tried to do a replay of the play he did last year in the championship.
Also, that's the confidence. That's the confidence that
Skinny Courage looks scary.
First and 10. The play call, guys, was 5 guys into block.
Yeah, Courage can play pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Courage this year at tight end was a problem.
Cannonball.
Yeah, so Courage this year at tight end is a problem. Like he is an amazing blocker, and then if you decide to get by your guy and they just hit him with a quick screen, now you have to deal with Courage, the running back, in open space with only 1 or 2 DBs in front of him. That's a problem. Planning for that is not easy.
That hurts your defense.
I'm about to say, definitely make a business decision.
Smothered, covered, and stacked by the Patterson U defense, but a flag on the play.
So quick reset.
This one might be coming back.
We are doing the A7FL 2022 Championship rewatch. This is BIC versus the U. BIC up 7-0 with 22 seconds left in the first. Flag on the play. The backfield bringing down Terry Codrington, but flag on the play and chance for BIC to extend their lead going into the end of the first quarter.
And if he sits, then you hand it off to the jet guy who's already in full motion.
We got 2 offensive linemen who completely block no one and look down the field.
That is sometimes a factor in this game too.
So if you're looking for bias, it will certainly come from the people watching this chat with us because it's all West Coast, little Ohio in the mix, but the quote-unquote fans are definitely leaning West Coast.
I mean, the offensive line for the BIC is pretty insane as well. So
agreed.
If you don't know who the hell Dave Valley is, you're about to find out.
Yeah, that man's scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're a defensive lineman thinking that you're just gonna go ahead and push around Dave Valley, you're fucking sadly mistaken.
What was the nickname they were giving him this season?
Oh no, so they do decide.
I mean, how many?
I've heard it once.
Something funny. I can't remember what it was. It's like the bouncer or something like that. Or... Speaking of bounce,
he's manly. Dub says. Where are you?
Church. He's at church.
Oh, he's still there. I thought it was a 10.
Yeah.
No, his church starts around this time.
He's at church, not paying attention.
So I was about to say he's in church right now. What? But
in the A7FL, you're usually going to go.
Okay.
Especially if you have a high-powered offense.
The other thing that they don't understand about Matt Riddick.
People like to stream, the algorithm will go up on the other side. Exactly. So, like,
this is the goal.
Like, share.
Please do.
Let everybody know.
with a haymaker and put 7 points on the board after a 60-yard close run from Sterry Codrington.
I'm trying to share it in some more pages real quick. You guys. I guess we don't have to carry the broadcast because the gentleman from the 3-on-1 will do a good job doing that, right?
Oh yeah, they definitely have.
Oh yeah.
En route going to church because you. Oh, okay.
Matt Ryan joined by Big Rob Fabian and Corey Hammond. And gentlemen, it is gut
I
check
got the
time
second
in
quarter,
this
man. That was
We have to. So we got to remind, because people's attention spans are just.
Cover corner on case on Campbell, maybe the best route run. That means that
Come here, hey, right here, hey, stay right here, stay right here. Watch.
Yes.
Let's share it out. Subscribe. Every 10 seconds, you got to let them know. Encourage again.
Showing he is a championship player in the first down.
Facts.
Oh, I gotta go back to this one.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. That's a good one.
I encouraged him to start his own podcast, and I know they got it going at one time. I think it was supposed to be called Dumb and something, or Dumb and Dusted, or Dumb and Disturbed, or something like that, but they never really put the thing together. I was looking forward to hearing his commentary and the amount of pushback and fire that came from it. He's a funny dude.
I mean, we all know and have made it a joke of the McDonald's Wi-Fi that Dub needs to go ahead and upgrade there. I'm pretty sure it was it on your show, Mizzle, where
connection is needed.
I think we went for about 10-15 minutes. Even the people in the comments and stuff were just talking about his Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
While he was frozen. He couldn't reply back to anything, so everyone was just getting off.
I'd like to take full credit for that. I feel like I was the one who started the McDonald's Wi-Fi conversation.
I would have to agree to that. There's no denial to that.
And then as I say that, here we are frozen. Okay, we back.
We need YouTube Premium. Shit.
We have YouTube Premium.
To see a lot of them together in the Final Four against Baltimore. I'll take a look again at the replay of this throw.
So again, Dub proving he knows nothing about Wi-Fi versus cellular data.
That's my option.
You saw
Blaze, we have YouTube Premium. I don't know what would that do for us.
And Rashad Knights.
Tell me, Blaze. I got YouTube Premium. I need to understand what that fixes and what we can go in and change.
Yeah, because if I need to get YouTube Premium to boost the show, I'll definitely do that.
Oh, the YouTube Premium just helps like not getting the ads and everything like that in the middle of it.
Okay.
It's like a little subscription thing. It's like I don't know, it's like $15-20 or something like that per month.
So I got YouTube Premium, but it's on my own personal account. Maybe it doesn't transfer over to when I'm on the other side of the ball.
That's a nice run.
And it's so hard to
maybe.
Huh. Good to know. Yes, Nick, there was ads. So thank you. Or ads with one D. Ads, the way you spelled it is very good. That means we're getting more subscribers. Ads, what we had, not so great because we can't watch the game.
He said he hasn't broken a sweat yet this year. He's sweating now.
It is a warm day out on that field.
PIC is establishing the running game.
I mean, Courage is gashing them.
Yeah. And the holes are just opening up wide too.
You're not allowed to do that hesitation step to force the offensive line to move.
All right. Well, at least I got it shared in all the major A7FL groups now, so we'll get those fellows maybe popping in and commenting. We'll see what happens there.
Let's see, where's...
I wanted to say a special prayer for each and every one of you when I get
Lord knows I need it. Lord knows I need it.
Hey, I already did my service, but thank you. More is needed. What a tackle.
It'll be interesting because it looks like he might have gotten the first, which would mean first and goal, which would be great.
That was a great tackle.
Was that one of that hip drop style tackles?
I didn't see it. Do we need a replay?
I don't think so.
We might. I've had so many arguments with people about this hip drop tackle.
The handoff cuts upfield, plows through, and
Oh no!
I would say it was more of a gator roll.
Yeah. Gator roll.
I agree.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
He might have gotten a little shaken up on that play,
which doesn't mean too much because Courage.
But that's inside 5 yards. Yeah, and you see the size difference. That's a grown man. Chick Amir Morris is not going to get bodied by.
That's what I was going to say before the break. What I was going to say before the break is guys like a Chick Amir Morris and Matt Riddick have played each other so long, so many times.
That's me too.
No matter how talented.
Look, I can't wait for this game coming up at 1 o'clock. I can't wait for the game coming at 8 o'clock.
Both games today are going to be. Trust me, I'll be at work chiming in for sure.
To be honest, I'm kind of dreading the 8 o'clock game. We got a lot to pull together before it goes off, so I'll be working my tail off at 110-degree temperatures.
I was going to say, is it at 8 o'clock because you guys are trying to avoid as much heat as possible?
We try to avoid the sun.
That seems like it gets hotter. The hotter the time the day goes, the hotter it gets.
Yeah, but let me. If we could have ran this game at 6 o'clock in the morning, we might have been all right. But it was 89 degrees this morning at 6 a.m. And by the time 9 o'clock rolled around, it was 95. Maybe not so bad. But who's watching that at that time of day? Nobody. So, and how many dudes that live in Las Vegas is waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get ready for a 6 o'clock game? I would have been one of 3 people out there trying to set that field up, and that just ain't happening. So, 8 o'clock game tonight out of Vegas. And shout out to A7FL for having the Final Four semifinal championships on 7/7 for the A7FL. This is 7/7 should be A7 day every year.
We'll get on that bicycle and ride, and we'll get it to back inside the 5, and it'll be 4th
Fans at home are questioning the call to run it on 3rd down, but this always 4 down.
I think this is Vanilla Vic talking about the hip drop tackle. He said it's stupid. It's the way of the NFL trying to have offensive have more of an advantage, waiting for them to get 2 extra players on that side of the ball.
No, it's not. It's lazy tackling from defenders who got their fucking ass beat on the play.
Even though Courage has broken those tackles,
there's a way to tackle. There's a way to tackle somebody from behind without fucking dropping all your body weight on the. Again, and I point people to it. Go to the YouTube video. It's a rugby video. It's called The Art of the Come From Behind Tackle. And it's a literal 10-minute video of rugby players getting chased down blocks or chased down tackles without having to drop their body and their weight on the legs. And they do it all the time. You want to learn something? Go learn something. But that hip drop tackle is always used when a defender gets fucking beat. And it's a frustration tackle. And people don't understand it doesn't happen that often in a game. So it's not like it's necessarily going to be missed. We're sitting here acting like that's an every down type of tackle. It's not. It only happens 2-3 times a game.
And I dropped it in the chat so people had a reference to it down the road. I'm gonna see if I can find a link and put it in there too. But
I think it's the art of the chase down tackle is what it's called specifically. But it's a rugby video. Sorry,
I got it. I found it.
And BIC's been nearly unstoppable when they have one of their wide receivers stretching out the defense.
They know what they're see that whole they know what they're signing up for.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
That doesn't mean they can't be safe.
When they had the opportunity 3rd and short.
Yeah, they make millions of dollars. They don't want to have to spend millions of dollars on fucking medical bills.
But don't argue with someone who's talking about making millions of dollars when they're making zeros of dollars. Just let it go.
I'm just saying those arguments are like super fucking tired.
Yeah,
like, they make no sense.
They make millions of dollars. They're not out there expecting to get hurt. They know it could happen, but not over some bullshit laziness.
Yeah, and how can we get mad at the NFL for trying to protect the players and keep the stars on the field?
That's where the money gets made.
Exactly.
And it's Ashanti Worthy.
What a throw.
I mean,
Nobody's complaining about the NBA basically eliminating fucking defense, so offense can be, nobody's talking about that shit. But
and getting rid of the travel call, like literally, you can start running from half court. Like that's just great.
That's like nobody's talking about that shit, but we want to talk about the NFL. Hey, goddamn.
Hey JJ, this is from 2022 before the hoodie rule went into effect. So no, you cannot. So JJ, no, you cannot put your hoodie on today.
Why would you want to put a hoodie on today?
Yeah,
like, it's too hot for it.
It's 111 degrees right now. 103 it says right now. You're talking about when to wear a hoodie. It's 10:38 in the morning. It's 103 degrees. I think hoodie is weird today.
As it will be a 1-point attempt from the 5. 13-0 lead for the BIC.
I get trying to show toughness, but we don't need to have heat stroke in the fucking process. Oh, look, right there.
Good tackle.
Not so much. He will get a vertical vacation from the Patterson U defense, and it will remain.
All right, fellas, carry for a second. I got to step away.
And we have
this
is the A7FL championship. That's what it's all about.
He's that type of dude. He doesn't mind barking either.
Oh yeah.
He'll get in your face and talk.
Never count out the Patterson U. It's the A7FL championship on Stadium.
I mean, there's nothing great here. Matt Ryan commentate, man.
He's the voice, man.
Right. Indeed.
He's the voice. Manly Matt Ryan is where it's at.
Exactly. Oh, and the Good Morning Show today.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Opportunity for Stephen Jones Jr. trying to get a little
hustle
going.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
He tried to take it. It's a good way to block off the sideline because that's where he damn sure was trying to get.
Somebody's day physically. That time he did find a seam.
Baseball.
There's an art to 3-on-1 3-on-1 defense is
coverage team.
I understand it's like, oh, but it's 3-on-1. It should be easy. It's actually pretty fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
And you got athletes, as soon as you break the seal, like as soon as you break through that bit, there's nobody else. You basically break 1 or 2 tackles, you're gone.
Yeah. And if you don't break down right, that edge can get taken real fast.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's all.
This whole thing is a strategy. Just doesn't. It ain't easy.
Yeah, but we've been trying to advocate for Matt Ryan and Dub for the championship. That would be a pretty cool collaboration.
That would definitely get my vote. Both of their energy would be real nice.
Quick.
Through, not able to do the Vanessa Carlton and go 1,000 miles.
Let's say that defensive line that year for the BIC was very much a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
The Verardi brothers were just.
That's why the yardage is shorter. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
Look at that. Getting the
he's
backfield
already there.
quick.
Like he's
it's not gonna be
waiting for him before he even gets to the line.
Mm-hmm.
Pushes off that line.
Well, and where the Gators 2 weeks ago were able to push the inside of the BIC line.
Like Verardi, I think he was a rookie that year too.
Okay.
In 2022.
Uh-huh. Balance of this game.
Fucking savagery. Nobody knew how to block him.
Now on 3rd down, the timing routes with these elite wide receivers.
But again,
like he was always around the ball.
I mean,
great question. I've been asking myself that question.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he was like in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, or like Rookie Defensive Player of the Year, or something like that.
With time, and that one bounced up off of the hands of what looked like to be Joel Jumpman Rivera, and the timing is off like a Milli Vanilli dance number, and it will be 4th down.
Look at the references. The references. Milli Vanilli.
I don't know where Matt comes up with it. I don't. He just has more references in his head.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there waiting for him to just.
That's the perfect scenario.
And they're on time.
Some of them, and I'm like, what? He had one commentary. He's like, "That's the face of a man who will not loan you $10." I'm like, what? Matt, what?
Who thinks of that?
I was like, what the hell are we talking?
Oh.
And Huff will have to get on his bicycle.
There he goes.
can't count the guy out.
With the legs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The dynasty's showing cracks, but as you see, Huff is still able to pull rabbits out of.
You got to account for that for sure.
Finding a first down on that 4th and 5.
Ooh, man, he is so nice with that pump fake. The pump fake is just ridiculous.
Two brethren down hard. Two brethren.
BIC
in Christ.
About to be down bad. And here comes an
opportunity. They went to the well again.
Pitch it.
I mean,
but he's patient though. He's a patient runner.
Yeah.
He'll wait for the blocks to form before he takes off. What the hell
Thanks,
off
fellas.
me.
Hopefully I didn't miss a commercial break that I was supposed to skip.
Championship football.
No, everything's good. As Scotty would say, they're just talking about who's bringing what to the barbecue.
Beautiful run there by Quattrell Huff.
Hey, Scooter.
That's one of those play calls you see.
How's it going? Can't wait to see your performance tonight, brother.
Design it to go to the left side. That's one of the plays that we've seen BIC.
Hey, there they go.
When Sterry's feeling a little, iffy about the passing game. So
but Huff wants to show you guys
it's a very different situation in this game. I feel like the tables have turned. Not that Huff is.
If you haven't seen Big Rob in real life, he really is like a gigantic human being.
He is massive, man. Like Big Rob, his name does not suit him well enough. He should be like enormous Rob.
It's not like somebody who's like about 6 foot, to just walk. Oh yeah, I'm Big Rob. No.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, Country K could be considered big. I'm a rather large human, but when I stand next to somebody like Big Rob, I'm like, damn, you big.
We'll be back with the rest of your
I mean, you can clearly see it in this scene right here. Just look what he's doing to Corey.
Yeah, I did see.
He's making Corey have to sit up in the seat.
Right?
Teach, man. Teach.
And there are a lot of people wondering.
So Cool K said, do a poll. What did I miss? What are we supposed to get a poll on?
JP, when we're talking about getting Dub and Matt to do the championship game, I believe that. I think that's in the area they're going with. Could be wrong.
We can find a way to get Dub down to the East Coast,
so they can do a commentary with Matt. That would be. Sign me up for that.
I would love to. I want to see the Stockton slaps. More than anything, I want to see the Stockton slaps.
I really want to make Matt's dream come true for that.
Man, where are you at with that, Josh? You still pimping for A7FL with any people out there?
I'm talking to whoever will listen.
How about you guys from the Sacramento Cats that the Kings just beat up on? Do they have the means to pull something like that together?
Mr. St. Patrick, who is on the Force and on the Gold, who the Kings beat up on, and was at one point. I haven't seen it lately. I mean, I haven't been there. I've been working and doing all this other stuff too. But on the River City time, he's on, I don't know, 3-4 different fucking teams. Yeah, so that was like, holy shit. But I've seen him there. I've talked to teammates about it. Like, people know about it. They're just kind of. It's about finding somebody who's trying to.
You have to make it.
Be able to just put that money together and everything to create a division to get it out there.
Well, one of the things I'm talking to the league about this year, and I think they've agreed, is that we might just make availability for just teams this year.
Similarly, like we saw Courage get lost at the tight end position. That is a
instead of full divisions doing single teams.
Yeah.
Don't forget him.
He's not allowing them.
That might get more of a.
That's free.
Yeah, I guess look at that. Like the idea of having to pay for a whole entire division. It's easier to take care of one team than it is 8 or 6. So that might work out. That'd be nice to see. That might open things up for sure out here.
Oh yeah, they get hungry. Start looking at
Oh yeah, I think get the team out here.
The deal is you got to have people close enough to play. So Sacramento, not a big. I mean, it's a 12-hour drive to Vegas, so it's doable, right? If the Reno division
from Sacramento to Vegas,
Yeah,
it's about 8, isn't it? 6 to 8.
I was about to say it's like 7.
6 to 8. Depends on how you
drive.
drive.
How the hell y'all driving?
That's what I said. Depends on how you drive.
It's an 8-hour drive to San Francisco.
Well, we drove
minimal stops, brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we went
minimal stops.
When we went to Bullhead City, me and Matchstick showed up at Kay's house in the Bay Area, like near Concord, like around that area. And then from there to Bullhead City, he's like, yeah, we had like 2 stops, but we got there in like 8 hours.
Okay, so
like
I'm looking
7,
here
8
at
hours.
8 hours and 25 minutes. That's not bad.
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and you got somebody that got a heavy foot.
I'm good for long distance driving. I'm shitty for short distance driving.
And I think that might wake the
I got too much of a lead foot for that.
As hype as BIC is for stopping him, it's first down. So
I don't know what they're hype about.
Yeah, when I'm going on the highway, I'm getting almost 40 miles per gallon. I'm cruising it good on.
you get excited.
Getting further.
I can keep it at 60, 65 plus.
Behind the line and cutting through, that's D-Mars.
Like they're starting to get into a little rhythm here.
Matchup with K-Son on D-Mar. I'd much rather see Tate versus D-Mar. I think that's
I remember we were talking about it, going like, this game looks like, because BIC had a lot of the control early, but there was a point in time during this game where it all just turned. Like it just.
Listen, it might be TBT real quick. I don't know, man.
But these teams constantly do that to each other. It's a 12-round fight every fucking time they play each other.
He is a skill position.
He said it's a little thick out here as he's bent over.
The handoff. Steven Jones.
Yeah, when it comes to BIC and the U, that game is never decided in the first quarter.
Will not be able to get to the first down marker, and it will be third and a significant amount for the BIC.
Doesn't matter what the score is.
I believe what Matt said this morning was that every time they play each other, it always comes down to the goal line.
That is the part.
It has the last 3 years.
Yeah.
An impressive feat by this BIC defense.
Like in the literal sense.
They can at least say that.
It has literally come down to a yard on the goal line each one.
The score this year in their non-playoff game would say differently, but the game was still close, and it was a turnover at the end that stretched out. I heard.
No other human being on this planet.
Just what a way to get rid of that.
You understand?
He was in the air and
made.
He did a DDR dance. I think he got a perfect score in DDR on that.
He did a DDR.
His retro references, like you got Dance Revolution. Corey's always there with the anime.
That'll bring up fourth down, which is the more important thing. But Ferrari's there.
Good. Yeah, these jump passes that Huff does all the damn time.
Towards a receiver to avoid the penalty.
He's in a sea of white jerseys.
Yeah, I think Huff is kind of like a point guard at quarterback.
You know how there were
100%.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And you see
a good reference.
in there, Kareem Moon, he'll be under center.
Well, one of the consistent highlights you see from this league is when.
So how y'all liking the watch back? This is fun.
Well, see, for me, who has kind of don't remember the game, so to get a good refresh or rewatch what's going on and how it went down, this is great.
I mean, he's 320 pounds.
One of the other things that I talked to Knox about doing is doing an alternate watch back where we don't worry about any of the sponsors or anything like that, and just be ourselves and be real on that watch back and call the game with fresh eyes and just let it rip.
Hey, I'm in. You can count me in.
There's Ricky Tate on him, like Rob said.
A7FL uncensored.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is to take the best game of each week and doing a watch back of that game, whatever it may have been. As long as we got the full feed and we can do the whole thing and it didn't drop out, and just really get into it every week and bring some more eyes to the sport through unfiltered minds of A7 broadcasters.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, you can count me in on that for sure.
All right. Well, look.
1980.
And again, this is a matchup I like.
The thing is, if they allow it, we'll own the content when it's done. We can make some decent money off of the YouTube streams if we get enough followers on it. So,
hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
the other thing I'm currently considering is not affiliating our winter season, quote unquote, with the A7FL and just call it 7-on-7 tackle football with A7FL teams, and not worrying about sponsors at all for our actual broadcast and having sideline and mic'd up and all the things that would give you real exposure to the players of the A7FL in their practice season, which is the fall or winter.
Okay.
That could be very interesting.
Yes.
I mean, I thought it was fun when me and Mizzle had when Knox was on the sideline.
That was
the game,
great.
You know, like,
that was great. That's honestly another one of our top viewed shows too. We got a lot of viewers and comments on that one.
That's exactly what spawned that. So the goal though is to get hundreds of thousands of views, right? So it was great. I haven't personally even watched it back. So we got to figure out a way to get that once it's out there, get it promoted so it's in front of a lot of people.
It has been a great morning so far. It's been an amazing morning so far.
Oh yes. Get here and start talk football with my guys. Hey, it doesn't get any better than that.
That's right, Miz.
He attempted some variation of a handspring. It was more hand than spring. So it will be a 1-point attempt.
Also, don't forget, tonight, after the games are played, the Mizzle Dub Show will do a recap of the games tonight. Hopefully, maybe get some guests on to talk about the game. Maybe get the boss man, if it's not too late for him, to come on.
Well, look, depends on what time you guys come on. Like, sometimes y'all go on until 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, it should be around 11:45 midnight. And then hopefully we won't be doing it too long because I got to wake up the next morning to go to work. So it won't be one of them super extensive shows we do.
I was like, I got to be up at 3 a.m.
Shoot me a text, and if I am up and available, I'm gonna come on for 5-10 minutes for commentary because I got a 6 o'clock meeting in the morning tomorrow. I got to prep for. So as long as I get 4 hours, I'm good though.
See, that sound like me.
What will happen? We'll find out. Get your
I'm on the five hours mark right now.
Nice.
I get a good 5 hours. I'm good.
So quick reset. We are doing the A7FL 2022 Rewatch BIC versus the U as a lead-in to the East Championship game today at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern, coming up in 2 hours on A7FL.TV, YouTube, and with us, we have Josh Pineda of the All Pro Jaffos. We got Mizzle from the Mizzle Dub Show, and I am Derek Duncan, a.k.a. Shug Light, owner of the Nevada Division, representing the other side of the ball crew. Missing so far as the representative shows is Live with 2-5. Our boy Knox is going through some family stuff right now, so our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. And also to promo what's going on today. So we talked about the 1 o'clock game with BIC versus U will be the 2024 East Championship. At 8 o'clock tonight, we will have the West Championship, where the Insomniacs, world champion Insomniacs, will be looking to stay on their title defense against the only team that has beat them since they've assembled this championship roster, in Sick-Wit, the number 1 seed out of Las Vegas. That will be at 8 p.m. tonight, also on A7FL.TV and YouTube, and on DAZN and HBCU Plus. And then after the show, the Mizzle Dub Show will be doing a recap of today's action. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That's at the Mizzle Dub Show on YouTube. So those are our shows that are on the docket for tonight. But we do have the All Pro Jaffos who typically cover us the next morning or Tuesday morning. Josh, you want to drop your promo for that?
Yeah, we usually go, nowadays we've hit with every scheduling and stuff, but we go every Friday, so we'll be able to come again this Friday to talk more about the A7FL and what the finals are going to end up looking at by that point in time. So get to that Tornado Bros Productions YouTube channel. subscribe to that. Hit the reminder for every time we go live, so you get all things sports for the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan.
And Will Franklin said, guess on at 2 a.m. What the Will, that would be 5 a.m. your time. So they're trying to hit the morning crew of the East Coast. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. So if you work hard like we do, you'll be up at 5 a.m.
Shows. They have had 5-6 hour shows where they start at 10 and it doesn't end until 3 in the morning. That's happened before.
That's wild.
It blinks, but as we say, when you're shooting the shit with people that love what they do, time was an issue. Like I said, I love talking football with you guys.
So, Mizzle, we just have an offer from the head referee of the A7FL. He says if you are on at 2 a.m., he will be on. So make sure you get that invite out to him.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I believe Dub has the information, so we will definitely send that out.
He ain't hard to find either.
He has chimed in on plenty of our shows in late night, especially our recap show. So
we'll definitely get you Will Franklin. He will be at your back door within 2 hours.
I've extended a hand. At least I think I've extended a hand. I'm pretty sure I've said, hey, come on the show, and we've talked about it. But I don't know. Is it something I said, Will? Is it something I said?
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we had Will on the show once before. If I'm not mistaken.
Responsible for Sterry Codrington's events right now. Unless you're telling me that the safety is gonna spy him from back there.
Well, that's how you get it done.
Giving the referee shit. That's what it is. Especially,
I'll be honest. I'll be one of those that's against our head referee being out in the public the way he is, because it's interesting to have someone who's supposed to be unbiased.
I think that's what
opinions.
That's what makes it interesting.
If I didn't, I apologize. Like, that's what I'm saying. I thought I did. I know we've had conversations, but I don't remember if they had anything to do with you being on the show. But yeah, no, we definitely need to get you on the show.
Well, let me broker a deal right now. We will be live on Friday. Josh, or is it live to tape?
No, live. Always live.
So, what time?
7 p.m. Pacific
7
Standard
p.m.
Time.
Will 10 p.m. your time, are you available this Friday to be on with the All Pro Jaffos? And look at that catch.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's an easy ball.
Oh, my God. My goodness.
He had a little bit of separation.
Yes, he did.
Me. There's the reason.
Put it right there in his fingertips.
They'll replay it. Like, that is just in stride.
Put it right in his fingertips. All he had to do was just put his hands up.
And Will, I'm going to read your statement. You've never heard a biased statement from me to do with these teams. Might talk a little mess with the guys, but that's about it. I never used the word bias. I said having an opinion. So let's be clear. I never said anything about bias. I said opinion.
I like it.
And well, there you go.
I like it.
I'll start a chat right now with the two of you guys so you can get connected if you're not already, or you're already connected.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all do your thing then. I'll back out.
No, but I personally like it because obviously referees, especially like head referees and stuff like that, aren't really showcased like that. So to basically have a league where you have the referees kind of giving some shit back themselves, that's pretty entertaining to me.
Well, I mean, they are the third. They are the third team on the field every week. Serious. I mean, you got four guys and communication with the broadcast team and the booth. That is another team that pulls off these games. Now, they obviously are not supposed to have a dog in the fight, but they are a team you need to pay attention to every week.
Trying to create an opportunity.
They're the ones. The refs are the team that are in touch with the Vegas odds to keep it close to a certain extent, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying the city in general.
Let's not start that shit.
Follow now and be sure to answer our question after the third quarter. Who is the A7FL MVP right now? Shante Worthy with an MVP.
And it's in the second? Oh, yeah.
Making a conversation.
There was a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot more left in the second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
some people could look at this score and be already like, we could change the channel. It's over.
Well, clearly they have never watched a A7 game to the end.
Well, and let me just say, for those of you watching at home who are trying to determine whether you want to stay on to see the end of this game and whether it's going to be exciting or not, as Josh said earlier in this broadcast, this game is decided on the goal line, the very last play of the game. So keep that in mind. There's some fireworks going to happen across the platform from now to the end of this game. It's going to be amazing.
He's the man, and if he continues
3-on-1, damn, he got down there quick.
Kyle Ward cuts through one defender, spins, used the B button, but smothered and covered.
Use the B button.
That's Ryan Cohen. That man.
So,
Trey.
And so here's something.
What's crazy? I kind of wanted to bit this up because it's happened multiple times.
I was going to say the same thing. Go for it.
This.
Yeah.
When they get in each other's face and talk shit, very rarely do you see it turn into something worse than that.
Yeah, it's like the dude who just got smoked is humble and like, okay, you got me.
There is it's almost like they're talking shit. Yeah, it's going back and forth. You're probably going to get a flag for it. Like, probably doing that is probably not the greatest idea in the world, but it doesn't get to anything past that. It's all the competitive juices flowing. Controlled chaos.
Yes.
All right, fellas. So in like 5 minutes, I'm going to leave you to control this thing. Josh, can I send you controls or something like that?
I don't know how the admin or how that works for.
Oh, and Knox is calling me now.
I didn't even know you
stand by.
could
Stand by. Knox is calling me now. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely take that call. Well, anything you would have to send you the email like how I did for our platform.
So you didn't. All right, I was gonna say you didn't do that through guests though. That was something different.
Yo, I went to my
Guys, the game's not over, and I'm telling you, it's about.
And then see that happened with a few seconds in the second quarter towards the end.
Yeah,
all it takes is one play.
Is crazy.
Oh yeah.
From the rip. Just watch, because as soon as let's watch the offensive line. Let's look who's blocking Verard. Not in the frame. So guess what? You see the spiral. You see Jakari.
Man, you see how quick? Did you see how quick
5 yard separation?
Did you see how quick Huff got rid of that?
Look at the
Boom.
With the
Nice
touch.
He's got 5 yards of separation between them.
You answer a fade with a fade.
Right.
Thank you.
Speed.
Run the fade. And as we talk about the U, and I called them out, everybody's saying
wow.
that this is about to be BIC's year. Guess what Huff has for him? An answer. And with 2 minutes left, you better strap up into your seat, get your seatbelt on, because
we'll be in the probably. I wouldn't doubt that.
The little win is knocked out of BIC. They're shocked.
Game of the year, running. I mean, this league has no shortage of game of the year, game of the decade, game of all time. Like no shortage.
Yeah.
Great game after another.
I saw a couple of guys in that huddle that were looking for answers. Well, guess what? Huff and Jakari Mims.
So what makes it great is when it just stays competitive.
Oh yeah.
And just
Pat Coburn running that out route.
You see both teams working their fucking ass off. Yikes.
And who is that? Big move. Big playoff move. I'm telling you, this guy has more interceptions in the playoffs than he's had in any regular season he's ever played. Each
game he covers more of his body, so we can't recognize
that right there was a game. Getting that score, man.
He's just gonna be out there.
I mean,
especially that fast too.
But think about it though. Those are, I mean, Rob talks about it all the time. It's the championship points.
Yes, got to get those.
Those championship points right there could have been the difference from them winning rather than having, again, having to come down to the goal line stand.
Agreed.
You didn't have to worry about that had you got the championship points.
Yeah.
It's one thing to get the touchdown, the extra points where the money's made. There needs to be an emphasis on that shit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. There it goes. Is it buffering?
No, it was. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, from the commercial?
Yeah.
Will get the ball after a touchdown by the Patterson U, making it happen here with 2 minutes exactly left to go. It'll be an untimed down and an opportunity for the BIC to put more points on the board. They do get the ball at half. That will bounce into the end zone. And it looks like that will be taken out. That's Sisson. Sisson will cut field, stay in bounds.
Oh, my goodness.
Looks like he got hip checked by a ghost. Bringing the ball to the 16-yard line.
Those look like the alpha.
Yeah, numerous games less than 6-point win. Both. Yeah, the game always comes down to the wire between these two teams.
He's 5 pounds, bro. Like,
Kyle Ward
Always.
just decides to send a man airborne with his left.
They just know each other that well.
Yeah.
He went flying for real.
That's how fast.
All right, fellas.
It
So
literally comes down to who gets the ball last.
Here's the deal. I am going to have to leave, and there's no way I can share controls here. So I guess I'm going to leave it to y'all to figure out how you want to do it from here. There's only 8 people watching, so it's not a huge loss. but Mizzle, I don't know if you want to load up your other one
on yours.
Yeah, I got about like a hour and a half left. We can still continue to go. How will we run the video? How will we
So all you got, I'm gonna give you the link for this game real quick.
Okay.
The ball placed on the 15-yard line,
and then all you have to do is go on and share your screen or press the % button.
Kind of formation.
Especially when you're supposed to be throwing the ball and trying to get the 90.
So right now we're at 108.15 into the stream. So 108.10 will be the by the time you want to pick up.
All right, so let's just go ahead and stop it right there, and then I'll go ahead and see what I can do. So 108. 108. My memory is somewhat foggy sometimes.
Holding on the offense.
It's almost an overcorrection from the BIC offense because
all right, so
the quote that you gave them too much.
So the plan then is,
yeah, I'm gonna try to get it up right now. Just I'm gonna leave out the studio now, and I'm gonna try to on my end.
Okay, so send us a note when you're in, and then we'll end this one.
The holding calls are easier.
Got it.
So Fletch. Smaller, quicker guy.
Smaller, quicker. You can actually see his jersey move around because he's always moving.
At Riddick once again in.
Well, this isn't at all how I expected it to go. Thank you guys for watching the A7FL rewatch of BIC versus U, the 2022 championship. Tap into the Mizzle Dub Show here momentarily, and they will be pushing it out on the other side of the ball platform as well. Thank you for watching. They should be back on in just a minute. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
That was to Worthy, and Worthy holds on for dear life, but we'll get
ladies and gentlemen.